Giselle, I would like to start by asking you a question. I think it's really important to understand that, especially on this day today where we celebrate women. Why did you make this documentary? What was the motivation behind the decision to do this? You're muted.
I was trying to unmute myself, but it wasn't possible. Okay. Hello, everyone, and thank you to each and every one of you for joining today's screening. It means a lot to me, and I know it means a lot to the girls and to Rhobi. Hello, Rhobi. Hello, girls. Hi. Wonderful to see you. So why did I make the film? In a nutshell, because I think today we want to give more time to other people to speak. In a nutshell, I made the film because the girls' voices had never been heard in all of this. There have been stories and articles, and there have been documentaries, and they were all very good and very enlightening, but none of them had ever actually spoken to children. And the children, as you saw from the film, once they are educated about the effects of female genital mutilation, that it can have harmful effects for the rest of their lives, when they find this out, they don't want to go through it. And yet, you know, they're persuaded, they're seduced, they're bullied, they're threatened, and then they're forced to go through it. So those voices had never, ever been heard. And I really wanted those voices to be heard. And we've had a few screenings now with some of the girls there. And it is just the most amazing thing for me to see those girls and to know that, you know, they feel this to be their film. It's not my film, it's the film of everybody who was involved. But most of all, it's the film of the girls who are standing up for their human rights. And so I want to thank Falco as well for taking this project on as your project, your target project, because I can't think of a more deserving cause than to help girls run away and be safe from FGM.
Thank you, Giselle. I would like you to give you the opportunity to ask the next question to the girls, please.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, girls, I am so happy to see you as always. And, you know, what I want to know from you is, you know, when you see the film now, what do you think about the film and about the involvement of all the girls in Mugumu in the film?
Hi, everybody. My name is Rehema. I am so proud to see you, to meet you. Thank you. In the film, when I see the film now in the name of your daughter, I feel good, I feel comfortable, I feel I am strong. And that film can educate many girls in rural areas and urban areas. Also, that film, it changed many parents and the others stop to cut their girls and send their daughters at the school. Also, that film, The Name of Your Daughter, it encouraged many girls to fight against female genital mutilation and know to learn about the effects, negative effects of female genital mutilation and ailment. Thank you.
Thank you, Rima. Rhobi, does any of the other girls want to say anything?
Hi, my name is Nema. In the film, yes, in the film, In the Name of Your Daughter, when we see it, it educates other countries about the negative effects of female genital mutilation. So through that film, people get aware that there is other countries which cut the girls. So they help us through educating girls and the parents be aware of negative effect. Thank you.
Thank you. Bennett, maybe you want to ask the girls a question?
Yes, so before that, though, there's a couple of things in the chat. So people are asking about the film, about whether your parents and families and the community leaders have been able to watch the film. Maybe Rhobi can answer that.
Yes, this is the film In the Name of Your Daughter. We are using to create awareness to our community. So we are doing screening in the villages, which we involve the parents, community leaders, traditional leaders, and other people, women. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And a question for the girls. So thank you again for staying up so late. It's wonderful to see you again. A question, what are your favorite things about school? And what are you hoping to do in the future? I don't know who wants to go first.
Hi, my name is Leticia. In school, favorite subject is biology, and I want to become a doctor because in a society, I see people suffer. So I want to treat people in our society. Thank you.
Anybody else?
Hi, my name is Nice. I like to be a doctor. I like to be a doctor because I see men, women, they are suffering from different disease and they don't know where to get the treatment for their disease. So I see that when I could be study for this subject, all these things, I could help them. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you and good luck. Anybody else?
Hi, my name is Phil. I like basic mathematics and my dream, I want to become accountant.
It's all amazing dreams, and you girls are such an inspiration, and we really hope that you will be able to achieve all your dreams. Rhobi, there are some questions in the chat that I would like to ask, and then we will come back to the girls just before we finish. One of the questions is, how do you ensure the protection of the girls who go home? Lots of the families did not seem overjoyed to be reunited. And how do you protect the girls from being beaten once they have left the safe house?
We ensure the protection for the girls after doing reconciliation between the parents and their daughters. So we do this in collaboration with the social welfare, the psychologists, and the police gender desk. After counseling the parents, for the parents who agree to receive back their daughters, we give them the consent form so that they commit themselves that they will take care of their daughters. But also we have volunteers around in the village who are every day watching the girls and see how are they doing there. We have digital champions who are working in the villages to watch, to see the girls and make a follow-up for the girls. And after every 3 months, we do a follow-up together with the police gender desk, the social welfare, to see how are the girls proceeding. Yeah. We visit the schools. If the girls are schooling, we talk to the teachers, we talk to the girls, and then we go back to the parents.
Thank you. Janet, can you just talk a little bit about the digital champions? Because although it's not part of the Falco Target Project, they play such an important role in hope in general. And I think it would be interesting just to hear a little bit more about them.
Yes, thank you. I've also put a link in the chat. So these women, there is one digital champion in all of the 87 villages in Serengeti. So they were trained how to use a smartphone for the first time, how to map their communities into OpenStreetMap so that Rhobi and her activists can better find and protect the girls quickly. And also they report gender-based violence to the social welfare, and they do follow-ups with the girls when they're back in the villages. So yes, they are extremely important, and that is set up in Serengeti district currently, but Rhobi is planning to introduce that into Butiama as well very shortly. So yeah, and there's more details on that link.
Okay. Rhobi, there's another question in the chat. Are there threats of violence to the Safe House, to you, to the girls, or to anybody that's involved with Hope?
Really no, because even for any parents who want to visit the Safe House, or they are not allowed to do so, because they are allowed to go to the police gender desk first so that they contact there. So they don't have any chance to come to the Safe House. So we are safe, and also we have this security. Sometimes the police are passing through surrounding our safe houses.
Giselle and Janet, please interrupt if you want to make a comment or say anything. There's a really...
I think there's a power cut maybe. Rhobi, can you still hear us? Rhobi? I think the electricity just went off.
Yes, the electricity went off.
Oh dear. So there was a question about how do you work with religious leaders to persuade families to abandon the practice? Can you answer that?
We are sorry, we are putting the generator. We are working with community leaders through provision of trainings and creating awareness to the community. We involve the community leaders, religious leaders, traditional leaders, and influential people in the community. Yeah, and during also our follow-ups,
You okay?
There you are.
Rhobi, can you?
yes, we are okay now.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think I'm finished. We involve them through our programs. When we visit the villages, during awareness creation, we make sure we work with the community leaders. When we say community leaders, we also involve the religious leaders, traditional leaders, influential people around the community.
Great. There's another question for you, Rhobi. Do you know about women doing similar things in other parts of Tanzania, particularly Kilindi?
Kilindi. Yeah. Kilindi, in Tanga.
Do you work with anyone in Kilindi?
No, although I heard about one organization working in Kilindi. It was Embrace.
Oh, okay.
I don't know for now, yeah.
But you work closely with other FGM activists, particularly in Tarime and...
in Tarime, Dodoma, Arusha, Manyara, in Singida.
Oh, okay. Thank you. So if there's any other questions from anyone, please do write them in the chat. I think we've almost run out of time. Tarine, do you want to say anything to wrap up?
Well, Janet, can you please just put the link to the foundation and the fundraising in the chat, please? If anybody, if you have any other questions that we've not been able to answer tonight, please send a message to me, or I'll put my address, my email address in the chat. You're always welcome to follow up with me. These screenings are really an important moment for us to create awareness and for Rhobi and the girls to become more visible to the Falco community and friends, and for everybody to understand what FGM is all about. Rhobi, I have another question. We know that you are such a firm advocate to end FGM in your community and broader in Tanzania. Are you hopeful that we will be able to eradicate FGM globally?
Yes, we will be able to eradicate FGM globally, because even now I can see the changes to our community. I can see some cutters are dropping down their tools, and instead they are joining our efforts of creating awareness to the community. I can see the law enforcement, where the parents who are cutting their daughters, they are taken to prison. I can see even some traditional leaders are changing, and instead they are educating other people about the effects of FGM. I can see the anti-FGM men's clubs in our community, whom are educating other men about the effects of FGM, and even young men promising not to marry women who are cut, and saying marrying a woman who are cut is like buying a radio without memory card. So all these things are, so we can see the changes. I can see some parents are continuing to educating their daughters instead of cutting them and marry them off. So these are changes which are happening to our community.
Thank you. And I have one more question, and then I'm going to ask Giselle and Janet as well. What message do you want to give to us? What can we do in our communities to help the fight to end FGM?
That question is for me.
Yes.
First of all, I would like to thank you very much for your support, because you are supporting us to reach our community, to create awareness. You are supporting us to protect the girls to the safe house, even to provide the best needs for them. We thank you very much, because we change our community through education. We protect the girls, we protect the survivors of violence to the safe houses. So for me, I can say, let us continue supporting education, creating awareness to the community, but also continue to empowering women and girls to the community so that they could stand for themselves, women could stand for their daughters. Let us continue working together to force the law enforcement, putting much of efforts on that, so that for those who are doing the FGM and who are violating their daughters, they have to be taken even to prison. The law should take the action. And through your supports, we can encourage and motivate and support our local leaders to continue working and be accountable for their positions in the work, like some village chairman who sometimes are participating, putting the sign to the diary agreements. So if we empower them well, properly, I know more of them will stop doing that and fight against FGM and other violence in the community. Thank you.
Thank you. Janet, Giselle,
Yes.
any more comments from you?
Okay, there's a question from Rachel Rhobi. So do parents often break the contracts that they sign?
Most of the parents are not, although are some who break the contracts. Since I have started, I can say almost like 6 of them out of 1,000 and something girls, parents, like Flora's father, who broke the contract, but now he's at prison because he cut his daughters, and he was arrested, and the case went to the court, and he has taken to prison, and others too.
Right, thank you. Rhobi and girls, that was just really inspiring again, and I'd just like to wish you all a wonderful International Women's Day. So, hongera sana.
Thank you very much.
And I just wish you all the best for whatever dreams you have in the future. Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Giselle, do you have any last comments before we close the meeting?
Well, I want to say that, the girls have not just inspired all of you, but they've inspired action right here in Canada. I have shown the film in Canada many times, and Rhobi has been at one of those screenings. But as a result of the film, I've also started the End FGM Canada Network. And we are working to get the government to pay more attention here in Canada. And I've just put again a petition in the box here, which I would really like everybody who's on the call today to sign. It's a petition written by a 16-year-old girl who wants Canada to take more action, to send money overseas to fight FGM, but also to protect girls right here in Canada. And we've been very successful. We, for the first time this year ever, on February the 6th, the Prime Minister of Canada made a statement about female genital mutilation. That was a huge victory for us in our fight. So I just want to say to all of you, to the answer to the question, what can you do? The most important thing you can do is to talk about female genital mutilation, to talk about it with courage. It's the worst systematic human rights abuse committed in the world today. In my view, every 10 seconds, another girl is cut. 4.1 million girls a year. And yet many people are afraid to talk about it because they're afraid of cultural sensitivities. We have to get over that. This is child abuse, it's human rights abuse, it's sexual violence against girls who have a right to their bodily integrity. So talking about it is number one. Getting in touch and finding out what your government is doing about it is another, and lobbying your government to support girls in your country, to support survivors, protect girls, and also just to get some more foreign funding, foreign aid out there to help Rhobi in Tanzania and others elsewhere also. Sorry to have spoken so long on this, but I'm feeling very passionate today, I have to say. And every time I see these girls, you know, I become more inspired yet again to redouble all the efforts that need to happen for this to end as soon as possible. Thank you, girls. Thank you, Rhobi.
Giselle, thank you very much. Janet, thank you. Anna-Marie, thank you. To everybody that joined this session tonight. It was just wonderful. To me, it's amazing to see Rhobi and the girls. Thank you very much for joining this session, even although it's so late for you already. You look so good in your uniforms, Rhobi. You look so good. It's just wonderful to see all of you. So thank you very much. And thank you. Bye.
Bye.